we'll start with Gayle Hurd, who is running for VP of Broadcast. Gayle, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Ditra. Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Marie, again, for all you've done over these past 4 years through a pandemic. And I have enjoyed working with you. And technically, until we turn over the reins, you may still have at least 5 minutes of the next meeting to still be president. So, you're not out yet. So, and I know you'll be there to support us throughout this next term. As the past VP of Broadcast and looking forward to hopefully doing it again, I plan to represent all the broadcast members. I feel that NABJ sometimes kind of leans towards the on-air or certain areas of our business, and I want to make sure we cover not just TV, radio, everything, not just the on-air, but the producers, the photographers, who I feel sometimes get forgotten about. And all those other areas that are support staff, assignment editors. So I'm looking to really make sure that we are so inclusive with the areas of broadcast when we do represent them through this chapter. I also want to reclaim those broadcast members that we've had in the past who were so helpful and so instrumental in building this chapter, and who also are involved with NABJ National. And I want to make sure I strengthen our ties and continue our ties with NABJ National, with broadcast vice president there, as well as with the members there, and to encourage our members to join NABJ National, as well as keeping up their dues and staying a member here at NABJ-RDU. I also want to provide specific programming, professional development, more of that here on on a chapter level. I think that you'll get a lot of people who maybe are not able to go to the national or even the regional. And I want to make sure that we at least provide more of that for them. And of course, reaching out to students is also paramount, because they, again, as we say, are our future. And so I want to encourage more students. I'm glad that we are continuing to do our college day, or college days, as I said, and I was instrumental in that. And I want to continue with that, as well as Media Day. I want to make sure we do that, because that's something that I think our listeners and our viewers and those nonprofits and those small businesses in the area, as well as the students, really benefit from, and make sure that is strong. And we'll talk about that probably a little bit later in the meeting. But I just want, I can't even read my writing here, but I just want to make sure that we do uplift the broadcast community here in the Triangle area, and maybe a little bit beyond, because I know that there are many many cities in our area that don't really have a chapter. So we're going to try to reach out to them as well. We've had people come from the East Coast who've come to our events. And I do want to make sure that we also do things that are social, that sometimes bring people in and let us know who we are and why we're here to serve them. So as we used to say, since Marie's traveling through Hampton Roads, you say, get to know us, learn to use us, and benefit from this membership. So I want to make sure that the broadcast members here do that. And so with the help of the chapter and with the help of all the committees, I think we can do that. And it's my goal to make sure that we are as inclusive as possible. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gayle. That was wonderful. And remember, if you have any questions for Gayle, please add those in the chat. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our candidate for Vice President of Digital, Mr. Rod Carter. Rod?
Hello again. Hey, Leonida Inge. I have to say hey to Leonida. Leonida, I'm sure it bothers her when I do this, but Leonida is the first person to teach me radio. My freshman year, she was the first person to start teaching me radio to be a DJ. So I thank her for that. VP of Digital, we're in a very converged world, and have been for a very long time. One of the things that always strikes me is at my station, we have people who are digital and web producers, who are also assignment editors, who are also visual storytellers. They go out and report as well. So it's really, we're in an area where all of these mediums are coming together. And I think as a person who has an historic background in digital, or in television, I can also lend some support in the digital realm too, leading on people like Alice Fuller, who was the GOAT of digital in this room, in this area right now. So I'm really super excited about the opportunity just to expand what RDU NABJ does, help bridge a little bit more of the gap too between national, as we all try to do. And So I'm really excited. I'm not going to take too much of your time. Just, know that I could never, ever be Camille. It will never happen because she is amazing, but I will do my darndest to fill the shoes as best as I can. That's it. Yes, cry, feel those vapors. Camille, this is true.
Thank you so much, Rod. That was wonderful. And again, just a reminder, if you have questions for Gayle or Rod, drop them in the chat and we will address as many of them as possible after all of the candidates have had a chance to speak. Next on our agenda is our candidate for secretary, Miss Rebekah Barber. Rebekah?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rebekah Barber. Just a little bit about myself. I got my start in journalism back in 2016, right as I was graduating from North Carolina Central University. But I recently had the opportunity back in August to attend my first NABJ convention in Birmingham, and that was a really transformative and powerful experience for me because it was just, really powerful. Having the opportunity to meet different media professionals who were doing work that I'm inspired by, work that is conscious to uplift the intersection of race and class in their work. And that's something I've always strived to do in my own work. So, coming from that meeting, I really just wanted to get more involved in the local chapter. I have about 7 years of experience working with regional and national publications, most recently finishing up a fellowship with the 19th News last month. So I'm really just excited to get involved. I want to support the activities of the chapter and help the chapter to grow, and really just help keep everyone in the chapter informed on what's going on. So I'm really excited to be nominated and excited to meet all of you and be engaged in the chapter through this position.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Rebekah. And again, if you have questions for Gayle or Rod or Rebekah, drop them in the chat. We'll address as many of those questions as possible after everyone has had a chance to speak. So I see that Jamiese is here. Jamiese, welcome. We know that you're traveling and we appreciate you jumping on board. So yes, I will turn it over to you. Thank you for just being willing to be our next president. So with that, I'll stop talking and you have 3 minutes to present.
My name is Jamiese Price. I am a reporter here in Raleigh, North Carolina. I work for the ABC station. I've been in the broadcast journalism industry full-time since 2011. It's afforded me a lot of opportunities. I've been working in several places across the country, and this is my second time here in Raleigh. Also, starting in my career, I immediately really started into NABJ. And so my first NABJ convention was in 2007. And so I've been trying to go to those conventions since, and I made some lifelong friends, and I understood the value of this organization and how it could help me and how I could serve the organization as well. And so I was able to start in my first local chapter of NABJ in Birmingham, Alabama. And so I really got to see the workings of how powerful a local chapter is to the community and to those journalists in that community. And so again, I was able to participate in Raleigh's chapter, and here I am now willing to serve in a different capacity. And throughout my time here in Raleigh, just trying to recruit more members to come to our organization to participate, I've heard a lot of feedback. And one of the many things that I've heard, especially from young journalists, not really understanding, like, okay, what can I get from NABJ? What can I get? What can I get? And so they understand the value of serving our community, but they also want to be able to bring things back, want to be able to receive things from the organization as well. And so one thing that we started right before COVID was kind of a speaker series. And I hope that's something that we can continue under my leadership to bring more people in as a speaker series. And I understand that that is valuable, especially to those working journalists, on possible stories that you can receive from those speaker series, those guests that are coming in, story ideas, tips. And I know from past experiences, that's helped me move into, like, on a Monday, ready to roll with new information, some of that information almost exclusive to our organization and our members. So those are some of the things that I'm interested in continuing or starting, and also continue on the leadership and the foundation that's already been established through our past leaders and founders who've done a great job of keeping this organization going. And of course, I want to continue in their leadership as well.